What's up, guys? All right, today we have a 6.0 Powerstroke diesel. This is a F350. I believe it's a 2007. We're going to change out the map sensor, the boost sensor, because I have a 0 reading inside the truck. It's just pinned, doesn't move. So I believe it is the boost sensor. But before we get into that, and I show you the installation of that, I'm just going to go over some other things that you want to look for, because some of this stuff I've already checked. But if you have this particular code, these are some of the things you can look for that might solve your problem. All right, and I'll try to do it as quickly as possible. I'm sorry if I'm speaking fast, but usually when people are watching these videos, they just want to get into shit and get going. All right, so let's get into it. So this is the 6.0, and coming over here to the passenger side, behind your alternator back here, you're going to see this little plate with 3 10mm bolts on it. Underneath of that is where your sensor is. Don't know if I can get the camera under there, but that's what we will be replacing today because of the underboost code. Now, other things that it could be, you want to check all of your lines and make sure none of these are cracked or leaking. Make sure they're all tight. Okay, check the bottom. The top is where it seems to get the most pressure. I've already checked that. You want to make sure that that top is secure, no leaks, it's not loose. That is the one that gets the most pressure. It's near most of the heat, and it's the smallest line. Coming around the engine to the driver's side here where the air filter is. Now, I just had this out to replace the air filter. It was dirty, but if you have a dirty air filter and it's restricting airflow, that could be your problem. So definitely check your air filter, make sure there's no airflow restriction there. Another thing it could be, which I'm sorry I don't have an example to show you, but inside of the turbo, if you were to remove this, there's actually 2 ports in there. One is the fan that goes into the turbo. The other is what's called a wastegate. Now, this particular engine does not have a wastegate, but if yours does, there's a wastegate in there that actually opens and closes. Kind of like the plunger on the toilet, if you ever open the back of your toilet. And what that does is it opens and allows the exhaust gases to go through and out the exhaust. The way that wastegate is controlled is on the side of your turbo, you would see what's called an actuator, which is basically a round cylinder with a long rod that just pushes that wastegate open and closed. A lot of times the actuator will go bad, so you definitely want to check and make sure that that's working properly. Now we're going to go over the center of the motor. Back here next to the alternator, you're going to see the EGR valve. That EGR valve I've replaced, but if the EGR valve goes bad, that could also be throwing your underboost code. Now, I would certainly recommend, I don't have a video on this, on taking this out and cleaning out all the soot inside of there and cleaning off the EGR valve, if not replacing it itself. But basically, I think these are 8mm, I forget. You would unloosen those 2, kind of turn this to the side, and then you got to get a screwdriver and kind of pry it up slowly on each side, and that will lift out of there. Now, going up over your air filter, you have this line that goes to the turbo. In between that, you have a mass airflow sensor. You definitely want to check all your wires going into there. Make sure there's nothing that's broken. Make sure your plug is secure, it's tight on there. You can also take this off, pull this plug off, make sure there's no corrosion or anything in there to clean that up, and or just replace the sensor in general. Back to what today's video originally is about, is replacing this map sensor here, which is your air boost sensor. So once I get this off, I'll show you what it looks like. I'll give you the part number, but there is also a hose that comes from this. There's a nipple that this hose slides on. This is very common for these to break, and a lot of times you'll find that this isn't even attached, it's just snapped off. In my case, mine is still on there, but when you trace this hose down to the air intake manifold, you can see it's connected there into the manifold. But this hose feels really loose on there. So I'm gonna guess that nipple that this hose is on is broken, and therefore that's why my turbo gauge is not reading any pressure. So we're going to pull this hose off, and we're going to replace this sensor. 10mm. And just slide it up, and You can see it right there. Red tab on the bottom, you got to slide down. You want that in the down position. Then, you might need 2 hands to do this. You want to push in, shake it back and forth. There we go. Kind of inspect all your wires. Make sure no wires are broken or came out. All right, now we're gonna need a pair of pliers. Get this little clamp off of here and pull that hose off. All right, I used my pliers here just to get this little clamp off of there. Pulled it off the hose, so now our sensor's out. We're going to have a screw here and a screw here. It's pretty much holding that on, so take that one off and we will replace it with our new one. All right, so I bolted my sensor back up and I slid my clip back on, slid my hose on. Now I'm going to pull this hose off of the manifold down there. It doesn't feel like there's any clamp on there. And I kind of want to just pull it up. But I'm afraid of breaking that nipple if I just yank on it, but we're gonna have to. There we go. And there's the nipple. Nope. It's not broken. So I think what we're gonna do, I'm actually gonna get a socket on here. I believe this is a 1/2 inch. I want to take this out and make sure that this is not clogged up, preventing any air coming through here to read the pressure. I was wrong. It's actually a 9/16. A little hard to see from this angle. So let's get that on there. Definitely gonna need a long extension to get past all this stuff up here. And there goes my light. I'll take that out of there. We got that out. Now you should be able to see light through these. Let's see. Yeah, I can see through there. Doesn't appear to be clogged up at all. But I'm gonna clean it out anyways. All right, I got that cleaned out, and I did put another clamp back on the hose here, so we're gonna push this back on. And then get my pliers, slide my clamp back down there. That's pretty much how you install all of that. We're gonna see if that actually made a difference at all. Let's see. Nope, we're still flatlined. Well, in some cases that would be the problem. Apparently in my case it's not. But don't get discouraged, because that is one of the main problems. That hose there, sometimes they break off of the nipples, and that map sensor, I thought for sure that was going to fix it. I am going to take that EGR valve out though. There was another guy that had replaced that, and I just don't know if he had cleaned inside of there properly, so I'll probably do a tutorial on replacing the EGR valve next. This truck does have a really bad leak coming from underneath of it. That could be the main problem. It could be a bad manifold leak or something where we're losing some pressure. So I don't even know if the EGR valve is going to fix it, but all of those things that I went over with you, you might get lucky, because they do fix the underboost code sometimes. So just because it didn't work in my case, it may work in your case. Those are things you want to try. So I will do a separate video on the EGR valve, how to take it out and how to clean it. We'll do that next. All right, guys, please hit subscribe below. Give me a thumbs up. I'll see you next time.